and its partners. A big thank you to all of you tuning in both via Zoom and also our live in the Pacific region as part of Youth CoLab Initiative, a project co-led by the City Foundation and UNDP. The Youth Dialogue
young leaders, innovators and entrepreneurs to share experiences and inspire their peers to follow suit. The second objective is to build capacity and resilience of young people through future-fit learning offerings and to showcase their strengths, stories and the impact of UNDP Sri Lanka's umbrella program on the youth program, Hack the Day. The National Youth Dialogue offers a space for partners and diverse actors working with and for young people to come together, build alliances and create synergies for better development outcomes for youth. This edition of the dialogue is of an unprecedented nature, an entirely virtual participant experience as we are all adapting to the new normal. And not surprisingly, the focus of this year's edition is on how you as young people navigate this new normal. The dialogue will also speak to how you can be innovative, entrepreneurial, and take the lead in making your contribution to sustainable development here in Sri Lanka at a time when we have embarked on the decade of action for the SDG. The dialogue kicks off today, will span over a period of 5 weeks, which I hope you will find useful and fulfilling. Colleagues, in line with creating an engaging and interactive environment, this dialogue will not only be limited to just discussions, but the program will also make a conscious effort to offer a number of capacity building and training offerings from a wide range of eminent personalities and youthful friends. The entire program will revolve around 10 sustainable development themes, ranging from climate, health and gender to civic engagement and peace, with leadership, innovation and entrepreneurship being foundational themes across the entire program. Throughout the dialogue, you will have the opportunity to pick and choose from a total of 28 sessions, engage, learn and be inspired by over 70 speakers and facilitators, including prominent and emerging personalities from multiple sectors, with a large number of them being young people. In closing, I would like to extend UNDP's appreciation for the contribution of all our partners, without whom such a comprehensive collection of events would not have been curated, designed, and delivered. In particular, I thank the Vocational Authority of Sri Lanka, City, Cisco, Facebook, ICTA, Neo One Associates, the Center for Communication Training, and the Citra Innovation Lab. I would also like to appreciate the contributions of UN agencies, UNICEF, UNESCO, UNFPA, UND, and the WHO for enriching the experience for our participants. UNDP remains committed to empowering and investing in the youth of Sri Lanka. Together with the government and national partners, we will continue to foster an environment that stimulates the creative potential of the youth to contribute to SDG achievement. We encourage young people to seize this opportunity and register for the sessions to engage, interact, and learn. During the course of the next 5 weeks, ask yourselves, are we doing what we should be doing? Are we responding to the needs of our country? What should we be doing differently to adapt to this new world? I hope that each and everyone participating at the event is able to discover the leader, innovator, and entrepreneur in themselves. I wish you all the best for the dialogues. Thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Effendi, for kicking us off and for reaffirming the commitment of UNDP towards the meaningful empowerment of young people. One of the project co-leads for the Youth CoLab program in Asia and the Pacific region is the City Foundation. And further, City in Sri Lanka since 2017 has partnered with UNDP Sri Lanka and has invested in harnessing the innovative and entrepreneurial potential of young people across Sri Lanka. Next, let's hear from Ms. Shanaka Waduge, the Head of Corporate Affairs at City.
On behalf of City, I am pleased to be here today at the opening session of the UNDP National Youth Dialogue Series on leadership, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Today, young people make a fourth of the global population, with majority living in the developing world. This presents a dual reality. On one hand, it adds pressure to resource constrained cities, but on the other hand, it also presents a great opportunity to tap your ideas, innovations, and your passion to contribute meaningfully to society. It is this challenge that prompted City Foundation to make youth one of our focus areas for our corporate citizenship efforts. We also understand that the future of the world is essentially tied to the economic success of young people. But we are aware that entrepreneurship aspirations needs a lot of nurturing. We heard when young people said they need the right skills for the right jobs, the right policies in place, and the need to be mentored and guided along the way. For this purpose, City Foundation has made a commitment to invest to support 500,000 youth to become career ready and employable. UNDP and the City Foundation co-created the Youth Collab initiative in 2017 to tackle challenges young people face in the Asia Pacific region. Since then, has been co-partnering the project. In addition, City is mobilizing 10,000 of our employees worldwide as volunteer mentors and coaches to provide professional advice to help the youth move towards their career goals. Therefore, today marks an important milestone as we join the other Asia Pacific countries and kick start the local national dialogue virtually. Despite the challenge of adapting to the new normal, we have organized a series of online activities spread over a period of 5 weeks that I am sure will add immense value, giving each of you an enriching experience. In Sri Lanka, National Youth Dialogue has been a platform for a number of years to showcase the strength of all youth collab related activities in Sri Lanka, including the umbrella program on Youth Hackaday, which is a mature program with a number of components. Through City's collaboration with UNDP Sri Lanka, we will continue to nurture the innovative talents of young people, and another such program we are proud to have partnered is Technopreneurship for Social Change. This initiative has helped to collectively contribute to enhance the ICT skills of talented youth as well as fine-tune their mindsets. We hope all of you will have many takeaways from this year's National Dialogue and start a movement in Sri Lanka, a movement of empowering young people with the skills and networks they need, a movement of catalyzing social innovation led by young people, a movement of putting young people at the center of the Sustainable Development Goals. On behalf of City Foundation, I want to thank the UNDP team and other stakeholder partners who have come forward to be part at this year's National Dialogue. And lastly, a big thank you to all the young people here today, and hope you will successfully engage in the events we have put together, keeping you in mind. Do not forget to challenge your leaders, your friends, your colleagues, and yourselves. Inspire those around you to care about the world we share. Stay safe and good luck.
Thank you, Ms. Vaduge, for your kind remarks both on the program and also on City's partnership with UNDP. And indeed, a big thank you to City for being a pioneering partner on youth development within the private sector. Promoting youth leadership, innovation, and entrepreneurship is not just a priority for Sri Lanka, but a key development challenge across the Asia and the Pacific region. It is in response to this challenge that UNDP champions the Youth Collab initiative in over 28 countries spanning from Pakistan to Samoa. Our next speaker this afternoon is representing that region-wide effort to youth empowerment. Mr. Beniam Gebrezgi is a program specialist, civil society and youth for the United Nations Development Programme at its Bangkok regional hub.
Welcome to the Sri Lankan National Dialogue and the Youth Collab family. On behalf of UNDP and City Foundation, it's an honor to kick off the Sri Lankan edition for 2021. My name is Beniam Gebrezgi and I'm the Program Specialist for UNDP in Asia Pacific on youth and civil society. And it's really an honor and pleasure to serve young leaders such as you. Youth Collab is the largest movement, definitely one of the largest movements in Asia Pacific, of young innovators, change makers, leaders, entrepreneurs under one umbrella. We are across 28 countries, the whole way from Pakistan to Samoa, united to champion the SDGs. And in the middle of that, Sri Lanka, with all its great ideas of how to solve some of these big challenges. SDGs is really a bold agenda for the world. It sets the compass for 2030. And this is how we come together as a community. So the initiative you have joined is the largest leadership program for young people. It focuses on 21st century skills, as well as provide you a safe space to bring your ideas and solutions to the table. It's been a really tough year for all of us. Educations have been disrupted because of COVID-19, jobs has been lost, and a lot of people have been locked down, which has affected mental health and other challenges. So we need to build forward together, come together and really imagine a better world. So after the national dialogue, what happens after that? Well, I can tell you this. Immediately after, we kick off the Springboard Team project, which is basically our incubation initiative. We have 200 partners lined up to provide mentorship and other types of support. We'll also invest in some of the best ideas to take them forward. But most of all, I really hope you'll come out with some new capabilities, skills, networks, and friendship that will help you take this forward. So on behalf of the organizing team and the whole Youth Collab family, I really want to thank you for taking out of your time to work with us to help accelerate the SDGs. I want to wish you all the best for the coming days and look forward to seeing you in 2021. All the best.
Thank you, Mr. Gebrezgi, for your remarks laying out the efforts of UNDP to empower youth across the region, and also for your best wishes for the program. Youth Collab is a growing movement and it is definitely here to stay. The National Youth Dialogue is a program for the youth by the youth. The program will feature an overwhelming number of young leaders, innovators and entrepreneurs across many sectors for you to be inspired by and also learn from. This is also true for the Youth Collab program as well as the Hackaday program, where it has built a vibrant alumni community for the promotion of youth-led action for sustainable development. It's now time to hear from one of the inspiring young champions from the Hackaday Alumni Network. Zamzam Ismail is an advocate for the Engage Disengage program and is a Hackaday alumnus.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and my fellow sisters and brothers. It is an unparalleled privilege and a great pleasure to speak at the opening event of the National Youth Dialogue 2021. As we all know, the world reached unsettling crossroads during the past couple of months, and it was a time, and still is, which requires all of us, especially the young individuals, to be courageous and resilient in the face of adversity. It was in fact the dullest possible year and rather an unexpected one. But we all should agree that it also brought new possibilities, challenged but proved our strength, unpredictable but allowed us to emphasize our flexibility. We were all hope-bound, restricted mostly to one thing, and was denied the luxury of exploring the world out there. We were forced to adapt to the new normal. But amidst all these, I am singularly grateful for one thing that refueled my passion, which actually brought me here today. Let me unravel the little story about this one thing. Few months ago, I received the email, which I never knew would take me this far, inviting us to take part in Engage to Disengage virtual training program specifically designed for young people. As a young individual who is deeply passionate about raising awareness among people on rights and the many ways it can be violated, both in the physical and the virtual world, it seemed like a great initiative for me. But to be very honest, the feeling of ambivalence constantly lingered around me as I did not have a sound knowledge on what this training truly entailed. A couple of days later, I was notified that I was chosen for the training program, and little did I know that this would open us up to a world of opportunities. So here I stand as an advocate of the Engage to Disengage awareness building and training program developed by UNDP Sri Lanka in partnership with UNESCO APSIU, which focuses on critical media and information literacy of youth. The past couple of months, I should say, were absolutely rewarding as we were equipped with the necessary knowledge and tools to engage effectively in media and information atmosphere, which in turn helped us to create a self-understanding and community-based interaction for good media practice among the citizens. So I, on behalf of all the advocates who were chosen to conduct independent campaigns, would like to take this opportunity to express how grateful and privileged we are to have taken part in the E2D program, which is also the latest addition to the Academy of Skills as part of UNDP Sri Lanka's flagship youth initiative, Hackadev. It is my strong belief that young individuals are the forerunners in the march past towards a new sustainable era. It cannot be simply explained as to how imperative it is to enhance the capacity of young people to develop and implement their own solutions to global changes. In that context, I witness the National Youth Dialogue as a beacon of light for the youth in Sri Lanka, where it provides a great platform to present your ideas and equally amplify your voice. It is also a great networking medium which connects the youth with the epitomes of leadership, innovation and entrepreneurship within our society. It is also an opportunity to learn about how we can grow and make our contribution to the society and our country. The unprecedented power and potential of youth to create solutions to the most pressing challenges of our time requires recognition and profound appreciation. The National Youth Dialogue, in my opinion, has always been the pioneering forum which is driven by this belief and supports youth to create positive change towards more inclusive, fair and sustainable communities. Words cannot simply explain as to how eager I am to see the progression of this year's National Dialogue. It is with great pleasure and honor that I invite all of you, your friends and networks to register for the program. Enjoy the National Youth Dialogue. Stay safe.
Thank you for sharing your inspiring story and for convincing us in our own potential to take action for positive social change. And also thank you for inviting all our fellow young people to join and make the best use of this year's National Youth Dialogue. We're slowly inching towards the end of this opening plenary, and I hope you are excited as we are to engage with you in the rest of these sessions today in the coming weeks. The National Youth Dialogue is also a space for community building. Sustainable community building practices help young people interact, learn, and take action. They create the positive physical and digital spaces for young people to express themselves and take leadership. As our final speaker, let us hear from another key partner of UNDP Sri Lanka in the space of youth empowerment, and indeed a global leader in building communities, who is none other than Facebook. And indeed, it's our pleasure to have Ms. Grace Clapham, who is the head of APAC Community Partnerships and Programs at Facebook.
Hi, I'm Grace. Thank you, UNDP, other partners, and youth delegates. When my colleague asked me to speak to you today, I was honored and, to be honest, very excited. The program UNDP Hackadev is really close to my heart. It brings areas of my passions working with young people, champions in entrepreneurship, and has the heart and soul of social innovation at its core. 3 things that are extremely important to me. In Sri Lanka, you are a thriving population of 4.4 million young people. There is immense potential to connect, create, and build impactful communities. Your generation will determine the future direction of innovation for the country. Facebook has been working closely with UNDP in Sri Lanka for the last 2 years. It has been a great experience collaborating on our efforts to support social innovation and entrepreneurship through UNDP's youth leadership activities. We hope to continue working together to help people stay informed and build communities for positive impact. So thank you for inviting me to be part of this event. About 3 years ago, I joined Facebook after spending my career building communities and businesses. Communities for me have always been the backbone of my work, whether it was building communities for women entrepreneurs or change makers, to building one of the largest creative communities in Singapore. I've always found energy and am driven by bringing people together to advocate, connect, and support each other. And today I get to do this in my work at Facebook, and it allows me to connect with opportunities such as this event. I'm really thrilled to be here, such a wonderful community to be a part of. I joined Facebook because I believe in our mission, which is to give people the power to build community and bring the world closer together. It speaks so much to me because of the work I've done, but also because I believe we all have a role to play in how we connect. And as leaders, we can work to bring the world and communities closer together. While my job at Facebook is about supporting community leaders to start, grow, and sustain communities that impact people, my work focuses on supporting communities to gain access to tools and training to help them build sustainable and impactful communities. One of our goals at Facebook is to equip students with the skills to become more responsible digital citizens. With this in mind, last year we launched our We Think Digital program in Sri Lanka. We've also trained around 25,000 school children on online safety and digital literacy, and we're working with local organizations on a number of new initiatives. 10 years ago, we launched groups on Facebook. In fact, today, more than 1.8 billion people use groups every month. And there are tens of millions of active communities on Facebook where people come together to talk about their interests, learn new things, be entertained, and make connections. I'm sure many of you are part of groups from your schools or colleges, your local neighborhood, sports, or special hobby groups. People want to form connections. This is not a new phenomenon. But how we connect has changed. I think we can all agree that over the past year, when we couldn't necessarily be close physically, the ability of technology to help us remain connected has enriched and helped all of us through a very difficult and challenging year. I think we can agree that people can experience a strong sense of community from membership in Facebook groups, despite the lack of physical proximity. At Facebook, we spent a lot of time looking at communities and defining what communities are and what it means. It is a collection of people who receive a sense of belonging, connection, and feeling of safety, and give trust and investment over time. While the pandemic has pushed us to create new ways to stay connected with our communities, a growing number of people worldwide are finding meaning and a sense of belonging in online communities. According to a recent survey, we found that the largest proportion of respondents reported the most important group to which they belong is primarily an online one. We also discovered that people who lead successful communities demonstrate 3 key traits including inclusivity, a sense of belonging, and a bold vision. With this acceleration into the online space, we want to support leaders to have sustainable growth of their community and use technology to continue to help them reach and connect to more people. We're actively developing training curriculum and programs to support community leaders, from sessions to help leaders manage, promote, and create authentic, engaging communities, which can include simple guidelines such as setting up rules for your group or moderating guidelines for discussions. These are just some of the first steps to cultivating a strong sense of community and the opportunity for you to lead by example. We have learned that many of the online communities cut across traditional social groupings and bring together people normally divided by geography around a shared trait or interest. With them, new kinds of community leaders have emerged in these groups with unique skills in moderating often divisive dialogues, sometimes among millions of members. It is listening to these communities that we have developed online training curriculums, such as our community management training, that will help emerging leaders like yourselves build your own online community management skills so that you can thrive online as well as you do offline. Now, as I close, I want to share how happy I am that you will have a chance to hear from my colleagues over the course of this program. Yashas, who will share more about how we are contributing towards developing digital skills among youth in Sri Lanka, and Sonora, who will join the dialogue finale where he will talk about our broader commitment for Sri Lanka. The UNDP has pulled an incredible program together. I am eager to hear what you all do after this training. If I can share one piece of advice I was given at a leadership program I attended, it is this quote from Erica Williams Simmons. Don't attach yourself to a person, place, a company, an organization, or a project. Attach yourself to a mission, a calling, a purpose. That's how you'll keep your power and your peace. Thank you for having me, and good luck today and on your journey as you make incredible positive impact in your community and ultimately the world. All the best.
Thank you, Ms. Clapham, for reiterating the importance of community building for young people. We're also thankful for the continuous partnership of Facebook with UNDP Sri Lanka. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the lineup of the eminent speakers at the opening of the National Youth Dialogue. Before we conclude, a few general announcements. This year's National Youth Dialogue, as mentioned earlier, will be a completely virtual participant experience via the video conferencing platform Zoom. The dialogue will take place from today, the 16th of February to 18th March, every Tuesday and Thursday. The dialogue has in store for you 28 sessions, an interesting mix of trainings, discussions, engaging over 70 speakers and facilitators, most of them young women and men. The foundational themes for the dialogues will be, of course, leadership, innovation and entrepreneurship, with each day of the program taking a look at a wide range of issues such as climate, peace, gender, community engagement, personal development, arts and sports, digital citizenship, education, skills and employment, and others. Any young person between the ages of 50 to 29 can take part. Interpretations are available in English, Sinhala, Tamil, and Sign Language. To register for the dialogue and for all event-related information, please visit www.hakadev.lk/NYD2021. Finally, this dialogue comes together thanks to the determined efforts of all our partners from across multiple sectors who have taken great interest in coming up with an exciting offer for you. In that light, I wish to thank our partners of the program this year, Youth Collab led by City Foundation and UNDP, the Vocational Training Authority of Sri Lanka, Biodiversity Sri Lanka, City, Cisco, Center for Communications Training, Dialogue Idea Mart, Facebook, ICT Agency of Sri Lanka, Neo1 Associates, Slascom, UNICEF, UNESCO, UNESCO AppCU, UNFPA, UNV, and the WHO. Thank you to all of you for tuning in for the opening. We can't wait to get started with the program. With the hope of seeing many young people at the dialogue, this is Afra signing off on behalf of UNDP. Stay safe and goodbye.